Hey guys, I'm Dee, and this is my BFF and feline life mate Stud. Today, I thought we'd take a look at the shocking lawsuit filed against country music star Garth Brooks. Allegations of assault, battery, and inappropriate behavior have surfaced, raising questions about the star's good guy image. Giddy up, y'all, as we unpack the latest controversy in the entertainment industry. Country music star and that one friend currently in a low place, Garth Brooks, has been accused of sexual assault and battery from a woman dubbed Jane Roe. This woman worked as a hairstylist and makeup artist for the Grammy winner starting in 2017. Prior to that, she had worked with his wife Trisha Yearwood starting in 1999. The complaint, which was filed in California State Court, alleges the incidents, that's incidents plural, occurred in 2019. In its entirety, her lawsuit alleges assault, battery, sexual battery, gender violence, and violations of the Bain Act and Ralph Act, two California laws that protected citizens from threats of violence and intimidation. The 27-page complaint accuses 62-year-old Brooks of some pretty salacious stuff. Not Diddy-level perversion, in my opinion. More like in a frat boy, let me see how far I can take this, everything is a sexual innuendo if you try hard enough way, with a side of unwanted attention, topped off with non-consensual sex. The lawsuit alleges several instances of just this, including inappropriate touching of Miss Roe's girly bits, a painful and traumatic sexual assault in a Los Angeles hotel room, where in part she was held upside down and dangled by her ankles. What the fuck? It also involves more mostly envelope-pushing behavior, such as Mr. Yearwood walking around with his junk exposed, explicit conversations that are best saved for the locker room, and sending explicit text messages. Ms. Roe said she was so traumatized by Brooks's behavior, she considered offing herself. Now, in the lawsuit, it states that any email, text message, or content of telephone conversations placed within quotation marks are direct quotes from the documents or audio recordings, which means that there must be some physical proof of her allegations. For example, there was some inappropriate conversation about Brooks considering inventing a shampoo bottle that doubles as an adult toy, if you catch my drift, where he freaked out and got mad because she wouldn't participate in the conversation. Following the incident, she sent him a text that said, in quotes, "I have thought a lot about the conversation of last Monday. I can't work in an environment where explicit sexual comments are made about shampoo bottles doubling as, adult toys. I mean you no harm, and if you truly value my work, I'm happy to show up tomorrow and or whenever you may need my services." End quote. By the way, girlfriend also emailed the statement and CC'd it to Trisha Yearwood. In a 2020 phone conversation where I guess they were discussing his wife knowing Miss Roe had seen his twig and berries, Brooks's response was, quote, "Oh, sweetheart, for one, I think I know Trisha pretty well and she wasn't uncomfortable. And I said you saw my stuff. That was it. We were talking about something and it just came up. Look, I'm worried you are overthinking this." Well, shit, I've been working with my boss for almost 4 years and I can assure you I've never seen his stuff. Why do people in the entertainment industry find the most inappropriate behavior acceptable? Does it just go with the territory? Maybe it's time we chart new territory, my dudes. What do you think? Jane Roe is represented by lawyer Douglas Wigdor, a well-known attorney who represented clients in the sexual assault cases brought against Harvey Weinstein. According to his website, he is referred to by the Financial Times as America's most prominent #MeToo lawyer. To date, his trial verdicts, arbitration awards, and settlements have exceeded $1.5 billion. A partner at Wigdor's firm, Gene Christensen, and Haley Baker, a Nashville lawyer, are also on Roe's team. The lawsuit states Roe is requesting a jury trial, monetary and punitive damages, as well as attorney's fees. Not one to be outdone, on September 13th, Mr. Yearwood filed suit against Jane Doe. Prior to Roe's filing, and as first reported by CNN, an anonymous celebrity plaintiff, now disclosed to be Brooks, had tried to block Rowe from publicly repeating her allegations and fiercely denied the claims, according to a previous complaint he had filed as, quote, John Doe. In the suit, which was filed in Mississippi State Court, Brooks denies the allegations, alleging that Jane Doe planned to sue him unless he paid her several $1,000,000. In other words, Brooks is alleging extortion. His lawsuit goes on to say, Rowe's false allegations and her threats to wrongfully assassinate Brooks's character through the public airing of such revulsive and untrue allegations have caused Brooks emotional distress, including anxiety and fear for himself and his family. Rowe's attempted extortion of Brooks for millions of dollars through such untrue, lewd allegations constitutes intentional, outrageous conduct that was intended to and did in fact cause Brooks serious mental injury, amounting to an intentional infliction of emotional distress. In my opinion, Brooks tried beating her to the punch in order to save face and make himself out to be the victim. Brooks's complaint is seeking damages, a declaratory judgment that defendant's allegations against him of sexual misconduct are untrue, an injunction to stop Rowe from filing her suit, and a jury trial. In a statement to CNN last Thursday, Brooks said, "For the last 2 months, I have been hassled to no end with threats, lies, and tragic tales of what my future would be if I did not write a check for many millions of dollars. Hush money, no matter how much or how little, is still hush money. In my mind, that means I am admitting to behavior I am incapable of. Ugly acts no human should ever do to another," he added. "We filed suit against this person nearly a month ago to speak out against extortion and defamation of character. We filed it anonymously for the sake of families on both sides." I'll leave a link to both lawsuits in the description box below. Just remember, there is a trigger warning for sexual misconduct and inappropriate behavior. So, much like Diddy, Kevin Spacey, Bill Cosby, etc., Brooks is going to go the route of deny, deny, deny until the evidence becomes public or a jury of his peers finds him guilty. Jane Doe's lawsuit alleges that there's text messages, email messages, and taped phone conversations, so Garth, you might want to rethink that thought because you're going to wind up looking like the bigger asshole once the evidence comes out. In my opinion, it's better to apologize and admit you were a giant piece of shit than spending millions of dollars defending yourself from your own true character. I cannot get into settlement discussions, but the suggestion made by Brooks that he was unwilling to pay millions is simply not true, Rowe's attorney said in a statement to CNN. "We're very confident in our case, and over time the public will see his true character rather than his highly curated persona." Didn't I just say that? It's tough not to look at cases like this without thinking about the Me Too movement, right? Over the past few years, we've seen a wave of people, especially women, though there have been a handful of men stepping forward to share their experiences of sexual misconduct as well. It's been eye-opening and heartbreaking, but it's also sparked much-needed conversations around consent, boundaries, and holding powerful people accountable. The movement really took off around 2017 with allegations against big names like Harvey Weinstein and Bill Cosby, but it didn't stop there. Musicians, actors, and other public figures have had their fair share of accusations too. What's wild is that, for years, these kinds of behaviors were often swept under the rug. Celebrities, especially men, could get away with a lot because of their fame and influence. But now, thanks to the courage of people speaking out, there's a bigger push for justice and accountability. And this isn't just an issue in Hollywood. The music industry has had a long history of artists being accused of similar behaviors. From rock legends to pop stars, we've seen some of the biggest names face allegations. People like R. Kelly, who, after years of whispers and rumors, was finally convicted, or artists like Chris Brown and even Michael Jackson, who are all entangled in their own controversies over the years. The common thread here is power. These people have massive fan bases with lots of money and influence, which can make it easier for bad behavior to go unchecked. When fans love an artist's music, it's hard to separate the art from the person. But as more people come forward, we're realizing just how important it is to listen to these voices, even when it's uncomfortable. So what happens next in this case against Garth Brooks? Well, I'm sure Mr. Brooks' attorney has told him to keep his mouth shut, but we'll have to see if he makes a statement on his behalf. I still feel as if this case will settle before it sees the light of day. Brooks' all-shucks good guy persona would take a hell of a hit if the evidence is even half as damning as it sounds. We'll just have to wait and see what the legal process brings. Regardless, what's clear is that the Me Too movement has certainly changed the game, and it's about fucking time. People are no longer going to stay silent, and it's becoming harder for anyone, no matter how famous, to escape scrutiny if they've crossed the line. Stud and I will keep an eye out on this story as it develops. Thanks for tuning in, checking us out, and as always, please give the video a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and drop us a comment below. We love chatting with you guys. TTFN, ta-ta for now.